Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. Sometimes coming up with your own ideas is a little tough. We've all borrowed a little inspiration here and there for creative purposes, even if it's your paid job to do so, which is evidently the case in some comic book characters. So let's take a look at the top 10 times Marvel stole from DC, and this is part 2. Please feel free to check out part 1, and pretty please check out our DC stealing from Marvel video so you can't yell at me for being biased. You're still going to anyway. In the number 10 spot, we have Green Arrow and Hawkeye. Rocking the bow and arrow long before Katniss made it cool, DC's Green Arrow made his debut way back in 1941. Then 23 years later, in 1964, Marvel puts out Hawkeye, their own superhero archer. Both of them are orphaned guys who take on the baddest foes with their trusty weapon of choice. Not surprising, Marvel would want an archer of their own when Green Arrow was a driving force behind DC's survival past the golden age of comics. But hey, at least one is green and the other is purple. Coming in at number 9 is Green Lantern Corps and Nova Corps. DC's Green Lantern Corps was introduced in 1959 as an intergalactic policing force that protects the galaxy. Marvel's Nova Corps was introduced in 1979 as an intergalactic policing force that protects the galaxy. While the Green Lantern Corps hails from Oa and the Nova Corps from Xandar, the groups share similarities in rank and function. No, the idea of space police isn't exactly a patent, but then you get Green Lantern with his power ring and Kassar with his quantum bands. Next, at number 8, we got Darkseid and Thanos. They're big, they're bad, they're only 3 years apart. DC's Darkseid, one of Superman and the Justice League's biggest villains, appeared in 1970, and Marvel's Thanos trailed after in 1973, where he became a central villain to Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. Jim Starlin actually admitted to his source of inspiration here, stating he wanted to model Thanos after Metron, but editor Roy Thomas said if he was gonna rip off a new god, he may as well go big or go home. In the number 7 spot is Doom Patrol and the X-Men. A team of gifted young people needing guidance and a team of gifted young people needing guidance. The X-Men of Marvel made their debut in September 1963 as a group of powered mutants under the tutelage of wheelchair-bound Professor X. But just a few months earlier, in June 1963, the Doom Patrol made their first appearance, a group of powered youth led by wheelchair-bound Chief. So according to creator Arnold Drake, this may have been a blatant case of theft, or it may just be the result of closeness of Marvel and DC staff at the time. Coming in at number 6, we have Atom and AntMan. DC debuted the Atom as Ray Palmer in 1961. A few months later, in 1962, Marvel debuted AntMan, and the similarities of smallness are huge. Both heroes can shrink down to tiny sizes, but in order to achieve this they have to wear special suits most of the time. No, the Atom cannot do something as cool as Ant-Man communicating with ants, but both heroes were originally scientists that figured out a way to mess with matter, and that is what matters. Next up at number 5 is Red Tornado and Vision. Now Marvel did have a character named Vision in the 40s, but he was unrelated to the Vision that we are familiar with now. Vision, the android created by the villainous Ultron, debuted in 1968. But DC already had Red Tornado, an android created by the villain Tio Moro in 1960. Why can't these guys do their own dirty work, right? Now both creations were formed to the good side, and both creations are visually similar, and when put together they would make a pretty nice Christmas tree. Up next at number 4, we got Deadshot and Bullseye. I really wanted to make a joke about these two because you guys would never miss it. I'm finished here with those jokes. DC's Deadshot first appeared in 1950, and he was an expert shot who would only miss if he wanted to. Marvel put out their very own expert marksman named Bullseye, and he appeared first in 1976. And they both had to become evil somehow. Their troubled childhoods and early psychopathic tendencies are to blame for that. In the number 3 spot, we have Clayface and Sandman. Because you know what would make a terrifying villain? Something resembling a beach. Both DC's Clayface and Marvel's Sandman are villains to main superheroes, with the ability to turn into earthly substances like clay and sand, and shift their bodies into different shapes. Granted, Clayface's appearance is very different from Sandman's, and he also didn't get his shape-shifting abilities until 1961, but that was still before Sandman was created in 1963. Coming in at number 2 is Timberwolf and Wolverine. Not many people know this one because of Timberwolf's decline in popularity, but before there was Marvel's Wolverine, there was DC's Timberwolf. Timberwolf debuted in 1964 and was a member of the Legion of Superheroes. After exposure to a serum, he grew werewolf-like abilities abilities, most notably his enhanced strength and sharp claws. Wolverine came 10 years later in 1974 and was a member of the X-Men, who was notable for his enhanced strength and sharp claws. Plus, both of them have a degree of healing factor. At least Wolvie did not copy the claw shooting abilities. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have Justice League and the Avengers. It's far-fetched to claim that a big superhero team is a ripoff of another big superhero team. The teams aren't exactly the copycats here, it's the idea and how it came to be. The Justice Society debuted in 1940 and then was reformed to the Justice League of 1960. The team was selling comics and Marvel owner Martin Goodman noticed, so he proposed the idea of Marvel's own superhero team to Stan Lee to create. Thus, first the Fantastic Four were made and then the Avengers in 1963, who are now the most prominent superhero team of Marvel. So Marvel has some thanking of DC to do for that. So those were the top 10 times Marvel stole from DC Part 2. Let me know in the comment section down below who is better, DC or Marvel. I know you guys all love to fight about that. My name is Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.